All right, good afternoon to you. It's about almost 11:54 Central Time. We're watching a storm that is developing, impacting the western part of Adair County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Adair County as that storm moves through. And the one thing that I can't show you is the radar from Climavision, but apparently the Weather Service Doppler radar in Louisville is out, is down, and we have not had an update for some time. This has been an issue, but now we do have a radar data from Climavision, and we want to tell folks, if you are in Adair County, this is a very, very big thunderstorm that's moving through. Very strong, likely to have damaging winds. And again, I would like to be able to share this image with you, but we're not allowed to. This is part of the requirements from Climavision. We're not allowed to share that publicly, but I will tell you, we do have a big storm that's going to be impacting the western part of the county, of Adair County so far, and they indicate a tornado is possible in the tag of that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, we would like to share with you the radar imagery, but apparently the radar is down. We've not had an update for several minutes from the Weather Service. Again, I don't know what the problem is, but the Weather Service radar is down. It was earlier this morning, and now we're watching this the storm move through. And again, this is the radar that you're seeing is old data. And I don't want to, it doesn't even show the updated warnings. But, okay, now we're beginning to get a little bit of data from, just bear with me for just a moment. All right, so now we're beginning to get data from the radar out of Louisville, and you can see the storm as it begins to move into the western part of Adair County. And we do have spotters with Breeding Fire Department. They're out with the Adair Weather Command, and we're showing this cell move through. And they're reporting a lot of heavy thunder and lightning occurring with the storm as it moves through. Again, the western part of Adair County, under a severe thunderstorm warning. We are looking at some information from the fire department as they begin to activate. We're getting reports of just rain in downtown Columbia. And now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Russell County. Russell County is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect again for Russell County, a severe thunderstorm warning. And you can see that cell that's right over Edmonton moving into the western part of Adair County. Again, now we have the warning polygon for Russell County. This storm is in effect for southwestern Russell, northern Cumberland, Adair County, and southern Metcalfe until 12:30. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible. and areas affected include Columbia, Edmonton, Christine, Gadbury, Willow Shade, Bliss, Fairplay, and Crocus. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Please be aware that a tornado is also possible in this storm. We're going to be utilizing the radar out of Jamestown to get you the information, and we're not going to be moving around the radar that you see. We're using the Climavision radar in Jamestown for our weather data right now, because it is closer and is more accurate. The fact that we can see the lower levels of the atmosphere in the storm as it moves through. So we'll not be moving the radar that you see. We're going to be operating the Climavision radar in Jamestown. Currently, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Russell County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Adair County as well, the central part of Adair County. And we're watching this storm as it comes out of Edmonton into the western part of Adair County. The current track of it is the current track is about 55 miles per hour as these storms move through. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Russell, northern Cumberland, all of Adair County, and southern Metcalfe. That's in effect until 12:30, about another 30 minutes. It's 12 o'clock. You're listening to severe weather coverage on the Storm Alert Weather Center. We appreciate everybody for joining us today. And as we mentioned, we are using the radar out of Jamestown, so we're not going to be moving the radar that you see around that much, but you can see the storm as it moves right now into the western part of Adair County. So if you are in the path of this storm, you should be heads up. Anything that we would have develop this afternoon, any type of tornadic activity would likely be rain wrapped. If we were to have something, in this storm tornadic, it would be definitely rain wrapped. Tornado watch is in effect, and the Weather Service says that there's a possibility we could see a tornado in that cell as it moves through. 1 inch hail is also possible, and wind gust in the excess of 60 miles per hour is likely as we go into the noon hour today. All right, so as we continue our coverage this afternoon, I'd like to remind folks that, again, a tornado watch is in effect for the warned area, that tornadoes can occur with little or no warning. Very unstable environment. And folks, the one thing that has saved the day today is the fact that we have not had significant sun. About 8:30 this morning, the sun came out for a short period of time, and it was very concerning to me that we might have a worse situation than what we're having right now. I will just be honest with you. Very, very concerned about that. But this storm, as it moves through Adair County, very strong gusty winds, the likelihood of hail as well. So if you are in the path of this storm, you need to be taking shelter, especially if you are outdoors. Would be interested to see if anyone has friends in Glasgow or Edmonton. Some of the hail signatures there indicated 1 inch hail was likely as that storm moved through both Barron and Metcalfe counties. So be interested to know what we had there. The storm continues to move into Adair County. Again, right now at the county line, Adair Metcalfe line, impacting Gradieville, the breeding community. We also have, again, a severe thunderstorm warning for Russell County. We're seeing a cell that's developed just to the southwest of the tower of the radar down in Jamestown. We're seeing a cell that has just developed there, and that would be impacting Jamestown almost immediately as that storm moves through. Again, this storm warning will be in effect until 12:30 this afternoon. The tornado watch remains in effect until 3 o'clock Central Time. Again, severe thunderstorm watch or tornado watch until 3. And the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 12:30 for both Adair and Russell County. Again, we're watching a very strong thunderstorm that's moving into Adair County right now in the Gradieville area, breeding right at the county line, headed into central Adair County, Columbia. So if you are in Adair County, you need to be heads up. The Weather Service says possible tornado that would be in the storm. That is the tag that they give, as well as the one for Russell County. So one could form with little or no warning. Don't forget that a severe or a tornado watch means that conditions are favorable for the development of tornadoes in and close to the watch area. And this is the environment is prime exactly for severe weather. The fact that we have not seen the sun today has been a lifesaver because of this has allowed for things not to become as unstable, but we're still in an unstable environment weather-wise as these storms move through, and you can see the track of them as they go into both Adair and the western part of Adair, and now the areas around Jamestown. We're watching a cell that's impacting Jamestown immediately. If we have any reports, feel free to leave those in the comments. We're watching the Doppler radar in Jamestown, and it's indicating these storms are continuing to advance and to intensify a little bit, especially the one near the radar site itself. That storm continues to grow, likely to have very heavy rainfall and the likelihood of hail. WX1, go ahead.
At present time, just a lot of heavy thunder, but the rain is light and strong at the present time.
10-4. South of Gradieville should have some heavy winds.
10-4, that's where I'm hearing all the thunder coming from.
10-4. Again, we are part of the Adair Weather Command in Columbia. Very, very good resource for severe weather and spotting. We do appreciate being part of that and to be able to put it in with our Storm Alert Weather Center. It's a good resource for the people in that region. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the next 20 minutes or so for Adair and Russell County. This is mainly the western half of Russell County. We're seeing this cell near Jamestown moving in, and then the storm in Adair County. And it's likely that we could see a strong gusty winds and small hail up to 1 inch in diameter. We should be heads up if you are in this particular region. I will be right back in just a second. Storm anchor Keith Richardson is here, and I'm going to let him in the studio, and we'll be back in just a moment. But we will continue coverage. All right, we are back. Again, we're watching this cell as it moves into Adair County, central part of Adair into areas around Columbia. Russell County is also under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. The latest update from the ClimaVision radar shows that the strongest part of that cell is right now south of Gradyville, entering into the Cundiff community of western or the southern part of Adair County. That's the strongest part of the storm, and we're also seeing a strong cell over Columbia, between Columbia and Cane Valley, along the Highway 55 corridor leading north out of Adair County. It is likely that we have if we were to have a tornado in this cell as it moves through, it would more than likely be rain wrap. We're not seeing anything at this point that would indicate a tornadic activity, but there is a possibility with the storms as they move through. Also, just received an update from the Storm Prediction Center that a large part of eastern Kentucky is now under the possibility of a severe storm or tornado watch. This would include areas around Pulaski County, Wayne County, up through Jackson, Laurel County, and into the central part of east central Kentucky. We're also seeing another threat for a possible tornado watch for areas in western Kentucky. That would include Paducah and Mayfield area there in western Kentucky, Evansville area, Indianapolis area, still primed for another round of severe weather. This tornado watch is expected to expire at 3 for this area, but now for eastern Kentucky, the Storms Prediction Center says it's possible we could see another watch issued for that region. Doppler radar continues to show this storm as it moves through. Keith Richardson joined me this evening, and Keith, it's been an interesting afternoon watching the storms as they evolve. A lot of places up in northern Kentucky, around Lawrenceburg and Winchester. We've had damage reported there. National Weather Service survey teams are on the scene. Keith?
Yes, we did dodge the bullet this morning when it went to the north of us there earlier, Daniel, when I seen some of the damage up in Fayette County and up around Salvisa and northern Mercer County. We had quite a bit of damage and some roofs blown off and some trees down in Fayette County.
This line of storms as it moves through is now just south of Columbia, between Cane Valley and Columbia and the Cundiff community. Will be moving into the western part of Russell County soon. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Russell County and also Adair County. Currently, if you're in Gradyville, Milltown, Breeding, Sparksville region, you're pretty much clear. Everything has passed, but if you are in Columbia and areas to the east, that storm warning will continue until 12:30, about another 17 minutes or so from now. You need to be heads up. If you have anything to report, feel free to let us know that in the comments, and hit the share button and let people know that we're broadcasting and we're here bringing weather information to you. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning for Adair County, northern Cumberland, southwestern Russell, southern Metcalfe. That is until 12:30, about another 15 minutes from now. 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-sized hail is also possible with this storm as it makes its way through. Been a very, very interesting weather setup. In fact, that it falls 1 day short of the April 3rd, 1974 tornado outbreak. It's just one of these things, Keith, as we watch the storms move through. It's not exactly, it's nothing close to what we had on April 3rd, 74, but just the fact that we did not have the daytime heating so far has kept this threat from becoming any worse than what it is.
That's one thing that really concerned me this morning after that one round went to the north of us there earlier this morning, was the fact that the sun come out for a brief time earlier today, and that was a high concern I had with increasing the fuel for the fire for very intense severe weather that could have been if it stayed out any more than what it did at that time.
All right, 16 minutes after 12 o'clock, and again, a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Adair and parts of Russell County until 12:30. We do appreciate everybody for tuning in this afternoon, and we hope that we can make it through this day without the loss of property. Hopefully, no one will be injured. Hopefully, all that will be well. But again, the Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center is saying that there's a possibility that we could have a tornado watch issued for eastern Kentucky. That would be back east of Somerset, London, Manchester region of east, probably more like east of Interstate 75. The storm now. Go ahead, WX1.
Present time 2:05. Myself there, we experienced heavy wind and heavy rain since about 2 or 3 minutes now. It's lightened up quite a bit.
1040. You have a wind speed of approximate.
That's probably right now it's calm, but it was like up about 30 miles an hour.
10-4. Fire department officials saying winds 25 to 30 miles an hour earlier as that storm moved through the breeding community, and radar indicating strong wind gust. WX1, go ahead.
Southern Adair, I'm experiencing wind speeds of about 15 miles an hour. They were up to 22 miles an hour, but it died off just like the 297.
10-4, thank you. All right, now we're getting reports of 15 to 20 miles per hour wind in the southern part of the county as the storm makes its way through. Unit to WX1, go ahead.
WX1, we are starting to have debris called in the road due to the wind.
10-4, what's the location, please?
Bliss Road area.
10-4, thank you. All right, we are receiving now reports in Adair County of debris on the road in the Bliss community, on Bliss Road in Adair County. Again, reports of debris in the road. We're trying to get more information on that. Bliss Road in Adair County. Getting information here that is just south of the Parkway, between 61 and the Cumberland Parkway. Again, reports of debris there. Not sure to what extent, but it would be likely due to the fact the storm has created quite a punch. Keith?
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm sitting here watching it on Climax radar here. It is getting past. It's kind of to the east of Columbia a little bit now, so just in the Russell Springs area, be ready for this to come through here in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes.
All right, it's about another 10 minutes, and this storm warning will expire. As we're fortunate that we've not had a storm warning or any tornado warnings. We're blessed by that. The Weather Service is also indicating now the remaining part of Russell, the southern half of Casey, now in a special weather statement. That's kind of a downgrade, but yet it's kind of an upgrade for what you're expecting. The special weather statement currently that has been issued would indicate hail, quarter-inch in diameter, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and pea-sized hail, rather. Pea-sized hail is possible. Some of the locations impacted by this special weather statement. This is not a warning. This is a strong thunderstorm that would be impacting southwestern Lincoln, Russell, northeastern Cumberland, southern Casey, and eastern Adair through 1:45 Eastern or 12:45 Central. That would include Liberty, Jamestown, Russell Springs, Ely, Lawhorn Hill area, Royville, Sano, and Evans Ford. So if you are in those regions, that is a special weather statement. There's no warning in effect for that area, Keith.
Well, this morning I made sure, get all my chairs and anything I had on the porch up before, the system come through, because that just makes projectiles to be blown around, could come through your windows or anything of that sort. So I made sure I got everything up in my garage before this system come through. That's really important. Try to batten down the hatches.
All right, so again, the storm warning will be in effect for those regions until 12:30. That's about another 8 minutes or so from now. The Doppler radar continues to show that storm moving through, and a special weather statement called out again for those areas in southern Casey, all of Russell County pretty much, for strong gusty winds as this little cell makes its way into the central part of our coverage area. I'd like to remind folks that the tornado watch remains in effect until 3 p.m. Central Time, and the dark purple, of course I'm colorblind, and I think that would be dark purple, that's showing for a severe potential is for another tornado watch that could be issued. And right now, the only warnings that we have in effect for Kentucky is the storm that is impacting Adair. and Russell County. Go ahead.
Got anything very close to building back behind this?
Negative, nothing right behind us. Go ahead.
And we're exposed to this severe thunderstorm. Morning, is it pretty well gone through?
10-4. It'll expire at 12:30. All right. So again, the storm warning will expire at 12:30. While we have a little bit of a break in the action, I want to turn off the radar for just a second, and we'll take a look at what the latest Storm Prediction Center has said about the potential for severe weather and everything. I want everyone to see that. The Storm Prediction Center has indicated. Okay, now this becomes more interesting, and this I've not had a chance to look at it. We are now in a moderate risk of tornado activity. We are now in a moderate risk of tornado. We're not finished, folks. We're done with the severe storm warning. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But right now, we are in a moderate risk of severe weather. That would include all of the Lake Cumberland area, all of southern Kentucky. And one thing that people tend to, it gets on my nerves, they will look at things. Hold on, we've got another warning that's come out. And we will get that information to you in just a second. I think we have another watch that's issued.
Commercial radio and television outlets or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Repeating, Tornado Watch number 77 has been issued from 1:25 p.m. until 8 p.m. for the following counties in Kentucky: Knox, Laurel, McCreary, Pulaski, Rock Castle, Wayne, and Whitley.
Okay, so we have that tornado watch that's in effect for eastern Kentucky. I'll get that information complete for you in just a moment. But right now we have the following information to pass along. The moderate risk of tornado activity, severe thunderstorms, exists for a large part of Kentucky. And again, as we mentioned earlier, if the sun had come out, this would have been totally a different thing. Keith?
Yes, I totally agree with that, Daniel. It would have been a whole lot more. It would have a whole lot more intense with that situation if that sun would have been out earlier today, because, like we talked about before, Daniel, it's just like fuel to the fire.
Yes, and right now the Storm Prediction Center, I want to show you what we have. The probability of tornadoes exists through basically all of Kentucky. Everything from Murray to over around Harlan, around Cumberland, up into, well, let's just look at it from the United States side. If you live in Illinois, or Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, it's just a large part of the United States, 15% chance of tornadoes. Now, if you look at the probability of hail, this is crazy. Basically, all of Kentucky in the likelihood of hail. Probability of wind, that would include all of this area: Indianapolis, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland. If you are in Kentucky, everybody in that area. If you're in West Virginia, Charleston, St. Albans, Hurricane, West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, all up the 64 corridor, even up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, down to Atlanta, Huntsville, Birmingham. It's definitely an interesting situation. Keith?
I'm just noticing our activity right now is right around the Russell Springs area right now is our heaviest activity going on right now, Daniel.
Thank you, Keith, for that little bit of information. People are calling me. I would ask folks if you know my phone number, please don't call unless you have big information. We've got all the information you need right here. Now, the risk of significant tornado development that exists in the same area that we've been talking about, all of Kentucky. The south eastern part of Indiana, most of Ohio, West Virginia. It's just amazing what we're looking at. We're not finished at this point. Absolutely not finished, and this threat will continue. The significant chances of hail. Now, earlier that was centered into areas mainly across Ohio, the northern part of Kentucky, but now the risk of hail exists all through those same regions that we mentioned, trimmed back a whole lot. But if you're in Bowling Green, well, we're just going to say anything east of Paducah, there is a greater severe risk of hail. It's 12:30, and the warning that was issued earlier has been allowed to expire. Looking at the significant chance of wind, that would include all of Kentucky. You can see that. This is all information from the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center. So we're not over with this yet, and you can see again that is the risk of the area for severe wind, significant severe wind. These are parameters that Keith, we do not have. This is not something that we see on a day-to-day basis.
No, it's very rare that we see this in this area. And of course, like we was talking earlier about April 3rd, 74, that was something I'll never forget. That was my first experience of actually getting to see a tornado personally myself, and that's something you don't forget. So it's something you got to watch out for.
All right, the storm's beginning now to impact right here in Russell Springs. Some heavy rainfall, wind gust 15, 20 miles per hour. We've had almost 0.2 of an inch of rain since this precipitation started falling. Not really anything major at this point. I want to go over one more time with you the categories of what we're looking at. Now, right now, I want people to be heads up, to be informed, but not be scared. We're not finished with severe weather for today. The tornado watch expires at 3, and the bright red is a moderate risk, and it's likely we will have tornadoes somewhere in this region. This is a high-end situation. The orange is an enhanced risk, and that would include parts of Indiana, western Kentucky, over in West Virginia, and Ohio. That would be the slight risk. And the yellow, or in correction and enhanced, the yellow is the slight risk, and that's pretty much out of Kentucky. The next thing, again, we would talk about is the probabilities of tornadoes. You can see a 15% chance across all of the area. We're talking about our coverage area of Russell and surrounding counties, but it does encompass the whole state. So this is the probability of a tornado, probability of hail. You can see that includes everybody. The probability of damaging wind, that includes everybody. The possibility of a significant tornado, that includes everybody. And that's all of the state. Significant hail, that includes everybody. And then the threat of a significant wind, that includes everybody. So if you send me a message and ask, what about my hometown? What about my community? What about this? Or, what about this town? I'm just going to tell you that everybody is included in this event. So that's going to wrap up our broadcast for this afternoon. We will continue to be here and be vigilant and ride out the storm with you. Again, a tornado watch remains in effect until 3 Central, 4 Eastern, and then an additional watch has been placed for people in Eastern Kentucky, and a possibility of additional watches being issued as we go into the remaining part of the evening. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Storm Alert Weather Center, your official weather station and your weather authority here for Russell and surrounding and the Lake Cumberland area. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back if conditions warrant.